Dragon Source, sexiest man alive, alien slayer, demon slayer, superhero. And we're live on New Earth. Let's go. So, this video is about how Rick and Morty, the show, breaks down the multiverse. How it shows you the true metaphysics of our reality. Now, you guys might think, this is just a crazy, far-fetched science fiction show. There's actually more truth in it than you may believe. There's actually a lot of truth in it. They're actually showing you how the multiverse works. It's crazy. Like, the writers of the show are clearly occultists. I mean, Justin Roiland, the same guy that made up the Triangle Pyramid Bill character in the show Gravity Falls, that was popular when I was a kid. Right? Occultists. They know what they're talking about. So, with that being said, first I'm going to get into timelines. The multiverse, right? Multiverse is just a container of all universes, all parallel universes, parallel realities. So, in source energy, there should only be one universe existing right now. There shouldn't be any timelines, there shouldn't be any parallel realities, there shouldn't be any Rick C-137s, it should just be one Rick, right? So, you have, quantum leaping. They tell you, if you've been involved in any of these spiritual circles about quantum leaping, there's infinite versions of yourself out there. If you can imagine it, it exists. If you can imagine a version of yourself that can dunk, it exists somewhere. If you can imagine a version of yourself that is already a successful actor, it exists somewhere. Okay? If you can imagine a version of yourself that doesn't have health problem X, it exists. Right? So it's just about tapping into that reality. Well, what does the show Rick and Morty tell you? It's infinite Ricks and Mortys. They're like any type of Rick and Morty. Any subtle variation, like there's a fly fishing Rick, right? There's a Rick with a scar across his face, right? There's a Rick with they show you all the different hairstyles in the Rick's meeting room at the Citadel, right? So, what are they really trying to tell you? You're a multi-dimensional being. And that just means that that's the more bodies your spirit is spread thin amongst in the multiverse. What do you think dreams are? That's just your spirit hopping into another body, a cloned version of you, and a cloned holographic reality somewhere. Having that dream. Having that experience. That's why dreams feel so real. It's actually happening somewhere. Now, with that being said, what is the next point I want to hit? All right, the car battery episode. It was one of the first few seasons, maybe season 2. Rick's car battery dies, and he has to go in his battery to like reboot it, or not his car battery, his spaceship battery dies. He has to go in there and he has to fix it, right? What do you see in the battery? It's a whole universe in itself. He built a whole world, and everyone in there is a slave in a matrix, and they all have this faulty religion and belief system that mandates them to siphon their energy into some greater cause that Rick's just vampirically sucking the energy of all the beings he put in there. Well, how do you know our reality isn't already like that? Some alien just made up this holographic reality with us in it, being tortured, being put through these emotionally charged situations so it can steal our energy like a battery, like a matrix, like in the Matrix movies when you're in the womb dreaming and your mind is projected into this reality and they're stealing your energy. Right? With agents and everything. Agents, that's the next point. The Galactic Federation, right? People in the spiritual community are like, oh, it's the Galactic Federation of Light. They're so good, they're here to help us. Really? Really? That's not what the show Rick and Morty thinks of them. Look at how they depict them. A bunch of grasshopper mantis beings. Green alien beings. I think it was episode 1 of season 3. Rick's directly dealing with the Galactic Feds inside his mind. Also at the end of season 2, it's like a carryover. And what do they want? They're just agents. They want to steal his energy, his knowledge. They want to steal the contents of his mind, right, for power. And he defeats them how? By turning the 1 to a 0. Because they're in binary, they're in duality. They're matrix code themselves. Right? Back to matrices, there's a whole, I believe it was like episode 4 of season 1, there's a whole holographic reality the aliens built. The aliens abducted Rick, put him in a holographic reality, where basically everyone is just a hologram of clone energy, where they're just like, the whole thing is designed to steal the contents of his mind yet again. Right? To steal his energy. Right? They're tricking him. They're scamming him. The reality itself is the scam. So it's like, can aliens create holographic realities, duplicate this Earth, clone the Earth, spread us out thin among infinite timelines to take our energy? How do you know the people around you are real? NPCs. You guys have heard of that concept? Bots, non-player characters. People that can't even count change correctly or give any kind of directions. People that have no memory. Like, look around. You think if everyone really had a spirit, they would be okay with accepting the terms and conditions of the slavery being imposed on them now? I think we'd be living in a different world, personally. What's my next point? Okay, season 2. Forget which episode in there. There's a episode about alien parasites, right? Alien shapeshifters that are... It's like an infection. You've taken in an alien parasite into your house, and now it's shape-shifting into all these different people, giving you false memories of timelines and stories and memories that have happened to anchor it in your mind that alien parasite should be there in your reality, and they just keep on multiplying and multiplying, and the whole thing just gets completely out of proportion and ridiculous. And I say all that to say this: alien parasites are real. They hop in your energy field and actually eat your energetic organs from the inside out. Like if you have all these weird diseases like arthritis or just weird pains in certain areas, or like twitching, like that's probably an alien parasite. Go to creationlightship.com and go to the alien attack page. It's only $30 for the month, and get all the alien parasites cleaned out of you. Like, simple. Alright, what other points do I want to hit on? The show has this whole theme about nihilism, right? Like, are we just living in an infinite void? Like, no matter how much technology and powers you have, everything is just still like crap. Everything is still just a big cosmic joke where people are just aliens, whoever is just fighting over what? It's like, I mean, it's funny. The show is funny, but it's also like very nihilistic. Like, does anything matter? That's kind of how the show leaves you feeling. Like, all right, that was funny, but also kind of sad. Like, does any of this even matter? And that's kind of the theme Rick struggles with. Like, if I have godly powers, and I can do anything, and I can go into any reality, all the people around me are essentially like, I can pick whatever version of them I want to experience, whatever reality I want to experience, whatever planet, whatever clone. Like, what does it even matter? Like, what's the point of love in tying myself to one thing? But the show, through Rick's soft moments, will bring it back around to love is the only thing that keeps him sane, though. Love is the only thing that keeps him sane. You need some kind of love and loyalty to something outside of you, or nothing means anything, and you just lose your mind, and you risk your life in all these unnecessary scenarios. It's like he hunts out danger because he has a death wish. How many people do we know like that in our reality? You know, riding their motorcycle 100 miles an hour, weaving in and out of traffic. It's the same mindset. Right? How many people do we know doing crazy, reckless things just for views on the internet? Right? So, love. Love. Like, love is the only thing that can bring meaning to your life in an infinite cosmic abyss otherwise. Alright, what else do I want to hit on? Well, I want your guys' comments. I want you to let me know what your thoughts are on Rick and Morty and how, like, I want your metaphysical perspective on the show. Maybe I've missed a point. How does Rick and Morty break down the nature of our multiverse? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Let's see. AI. The show kind of hints at the dangers of AI a little bit. There's that episode with him and his spaceship that has to protect Summer, and it's just thinking up all these crazy things to do, and it ends up bringing peace to the spider people or something, but it's like, just the things that I was able to do. AI is so cold-blooded. It has no empathy, right? And then, okay, there's an episode with him in the hive mind. I forget her name, but Rick's on a planet, and everyone on the planet, their mind is completely possessed by it's a hive mind. Their minds are all completely possessed by just one entity. It's a female entity, and Rick is in love with this entity, so he's really in love with the whole planet. And it's like, are we living in a hive mind scenario where everyone thinks the same thing? Not everyone, but most people think the same thing. Like, are we living in a mind matrix reality where the common consensus dictates the reality for us? Like, what beliefs do we even have about our reality that we're programmed in there so deep we can't even access it? Well, the dragon will, because he's the dragon. He can do anything, but most people just screwed. Right? The ability to think independently. There's also that show about, it breaks down the origins of Babylon. I think it was like late season 4. Rick takes his family to another planet, and he thinks that he impregnated the whole planet. Now it has all these like man creatures, you know, from clay into man through the power of God or whatever. It's very biblical, and it has the it basically breaks down how Babylon started, right? It's like a factory. It just sculpts man from a baby to a man. It programs you every step of the way. That's how Babylon was built, right? And they're kind of showing you that concept, and then what happens to the people that Babylon doesn't resonate with. They get pushed outside as outsiders, as black sheep. And then there's the Jerry, who manifests as the archetype of Noah, basically, the staff of Noah, right? Splitting the seas, just godly power. And right, that's like the Hebrew slaves rebelling from Egypt, which is similar to Babylon, right? So it's like, I don't know, you guys gotta watch that episode. It's crazy. There's the they also go into Yahweh in that episode, the basically the God of the Bible, who's really the devil. Yeah, in case you didn't know. Rick has to fight Yahweh. It's like the battle of the gods, right? And Yahweh is it's basically Zeus, Jupiter, Thor, right? And he has to fight him, and it just shows you how insecure this entity actually is, right? So basically, Zeus, Jupiter, Thor, Yahweh, that's the thing that constructs Babylon. Like, that's the core god of it. So it shows you that. It shows you the rebellion of the Hebrew slaves through Jerry. What else? I mean, that episode was really, really packed with occultic meanings. I haven't watched it in a while. Probably have a few more things to say if I had watched it recently. But anyway, we'll move on from that point. What else? What else? I've not watched season 7 yet. I've only watched up through season 6. That episode with the giant sperm cell, though, they blasted off into space like that. They're just showing you the mentality of sperm and really men in general. They're basically showing you, like, if you're a man and you have sperm, it's only one mission in life, and that is to find the egg, which is what? To find the source, to create a whole new life. Dragon source. I already found the egg spiritually. Creationlightship.com, check it out. I'm eternal. I'm a God being. I'm eternal. Like, you guys can't touch me, for real. But I'm the sexiest man alive. You already been knew that. And you're the sexiest followers on the internet. Alright? As long as you hit that subscribe button. If you don't, I don't know. All bets are off. But, mandatory. Gotta raise the sexy meter. I now raise the sexy meter of myself and my viewers. Stronger, 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 and stronger. Sexy. Now, I now command my spirit, take all the thoughts in my head, drop them into my heart, and make me totally real on the Creation Lightship New World timeline, where I make a viral video, 1 million+ views. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Stay sexy. Comment below. What are your thoughts on Rick and Morty? How does it break down the nature of the multiverse? What metaphysics and occult knowledge has it shown you that I may have missed or may be able to comment on? I might want to make a part 2 depending on the reaction to this video. And I just want to end this video by just bringing it full circle. Hit on that point of nihilism one more time the show brings up. In an infinite cosmic abyss of infinite possibilities, where you could really be anything and anyone, and it matters all the same or not at all in the end, what's the only thing that can differentiate meaning? What is the only thing that can keep you sane? What is the agglutinizing force, the glue, that holds reality together, that holds your mind together, that makes life worth living? Love. Love. And that is the silver lining to the show. That's really what they're trying to say underneath all the darkness. Is that the only thing that really matters to Rick in the end is love, what's in his heart. Otherwise, he's just a complete madman. So don't let yourself go into that space where you feel like a complete suicidal maniac madman, because geniuses like the dragon, and probably you, if you are a loyal viewer, sometimes we can get into that space, having all this knowledge, not being able to relate, feeling like we're a genius, feeling like we're mentally or spiritually above others, feeling like, what's the point? I love you. I see you. Go within. Go to creationlightship.com. Like, subscribe, share this video to whoever needs to hear it, and comment. Appreciate you. Peace, and stay sexy.